Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everyone. The other day, a very close friend of mine asked me to make a video on how to deal with depression. And first of all, to be very honest, well, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. May Allah protect us from the evil of shaitan. I tend to forget sometimes to ask everything, to start everything that I do with that. So excuse me for that. And I hope that you are doing well. So yeah, that friend was telling me to make a video on how to deal with depression. And to be very honest, I don't think that I am in the right place to talk about how to deal with depression, because honestly, I struggle enormously with my mental health. I've never hidden that from you guys. I've never pretended that I have mastered all my problems and I'm the happiest person in the world. By the grace of God, I keep trying. I'm very strong and Allah helps, definitely. But if I have to tell you, if I have to share with you some of my coping mechanisms, then I will be very happy to do that. And I'm sure that there are many of you out there who are in need of help, who perhaps you feel that you're lonely, you feel that it's the end of the world, you just see everything dark, you don't see any hope, you don't get any solutions to your problems. At least that's how you feel. You feel like the dunya has become unbearable for you, which is in reality it's quite accurate for any believer. The dunya will be unbearable, but that's another topic in itself. So without wasting any more time, let's get to the core of the subject. So how can you deal with your depression? You know, when you get that feeling of darkness, when you just feel like you don't want to do anything, you have no incentive, you just want to keep crying. Sometimes you don't even want to talk to people, yet you know that you need people. The first most important thing that I do is to accept it, to accept that you're struggling, to accept that you are facing a negative emotion, that you are not doing well, that you're struggling. I feel like the more I deny it, the more I try to run away from it, the more I try to pretend that everything is okay, the more it hurts me. So I like to accept it, and I journal about it. I write a lot, so I write about my feelings without any filter. I accept that, okay, I am feeling depressed right now. I don't feel very, very good. And I've been through that before. And it's a very normal part of being human, you know. Many of us maybe would think that it's not normal to feel depressed, because we are bombarded with images of people who are happy, who look happy on social media. Even if they are not, in reality, they might not be happy. They might be even more depressed than you. But that's an illusion that's very deceptive. You might think that, okay, I'm the only one to be going through a rough time. My life sucks and there is no hope for me. Everyone is having a blast. So that's one thing. To do not be deceived by what you see. And just remember that it's absolutely normal when you are hit by tragedy, when you're going through a difficult moment, that you will feel depressed, you will feel down. There is nothing, it's just a very normal reaction. So first of all, I do that. I stop trying to make myself feel guilty for feeling down. Secondly, I will share my thoughts and feelings with close friends or acquaintances. I will see a therapist if I need, and I will try to express what I'm going through something creative, something artistic, or obviously I will share it with God. During my prayers, I will let my tears flow. That's very important. Do not retain your grief inside. Try to find a way to get it out. I don't know for you, for men, how do they deal with that? Because we all know the cliche that men are not supposed to cry openly, at least. But for us women, I always believe that your tears are your biggest gift. You know, don't be ashamed of crying. It's not illegal. If you want to keep crying a whole day, if you want to, don't feel guilty about it. You know, let the pain go away. I'm not telling you that you should keep crying on and on. At some point, the tears will stop coming out, but it feels very good sometimes to just let it go, let it flow. You know, if you don't want to cry in front of other people, then try to find somewhere quiet where you just can, you know, it's just you and your feelings and God. So don't keep it inside. Another way that another strategy that I use to I wouldn't say combat my depression, but what I do when I feel depressed is to try and think of the good things, the good moments, the happy moments in my life that I have lived. And I just tell myself that, okay, right now it's a dark place in my mind, but I've been so happy in the past numerous times, so there is no doubt that I'm going to be happy again. Because if you analyze your own life, no matter how many times you've been depressed, the depression never stayed there, it went. There were times when you just forgot about depression, you just were living your life, you were so happy. So if you've lived that in the past, there is no doubt that you will be happy again in the future. Everything is temporary. Your grief right now, it will go away, and life will go on. It's not something that will always stay the way it is. Also, another thing that I tell myself, very important for us Muslims, because as Muslims, we are told that this life will not be perfect. It is a bitter pill to swallow indeed, and perhaps non-Muslims might view that as a kind of fatalistic thing, just thinking that the world is never going to make you happy. But it's not that you will not have joy in the dunya. It's not that. But Allah tells you that, the type of happiness that you're looking for, the type of carefree life that you're looking for, the type of eternal love and bliss and contentment that you are looking for in this world, you will never find it in this world. This is very true. You will never find it in this world. If you've done good deeds, if you deserve to go to paradise, if Allah will be pleased with you, then you will know what it is to have a permanent solution to your problems, and you will be in a place where there will not be any single, the word sadness even does not exist there. So my point is that I get a lot of solace when I reflect on these teachings, when I reflect on Allah's words, that it doesn't matter. Don't panic when you are afflicted with tragedy. Don't panic. It is all part of the perfect plan of Allah. It's just to not make you too attached to this world. You need not be attached to this world. You need to remember that this is not your ultimate destination. This is just a temporary place of testing. It is not the place of rest. So it might sound weird for non-Muslims, but we are used to that concept, and it helps us a lot when we are hit with tragedy, because we don't take everything so seriously here. We know that things will happen that will not be pleasant, that there will be times where we will really struggle to find a reason to look forward to being alive, but it's all temporary. And just knowing that gives us so much strength and happiness, because we know that ultimately we belong to Allah, and that the real happiness does exist, but it's not to be found on this dunya. So if you feel depressed, then it's not the end of the world, because if you will read about the lives of the most important historical religious figures, the prophets, the walis, the sahabas, etc. So all these people were afflicted with a lot of difficulties, but they were willing to bear all of that, just thinking of their Lord, thinking that they are treading on the right path, so they are not going to abandon that ever. Come what may, the storms will come, but still they will stand strong, and at some point we will all leave this world. So there is no use worrying so much, trying to control everything, when we will never control everything. This world is not ours, it's Allah's. And while I do not want to make you feel that the solution to depression is in religion, I don't believe that the solution to depression is simply praying or believing in God or being patient. But it's definitely something that helps, that philosophy, that belief that we have, that this world is not, you should not expect this world to make you happy on all levels. Should not expect people to behave in a good way to you, even if you behave nicely to them, because this is a place it's the dunya, it's not paradise. Maybe some people try to make their world paradise. Maybe you feel when you look at Instagram that these people, indeed their lives looks like they are in paradise, but it's not the case, believe me. If they were really happy with their lives, do you think they would really care to put it on social media? You have your answer, here you go. So I hope that this answered your question, that you've been able to find out some basic ways that I certainly use to deal with when I'm feeling depressed. I think this is a very interesting and important topic that I definitely need to dig in deeper in my videos. May Allah allow me that chance, give me the opportunity to be able to do that for you guys. So thanks for watching, take care, and Ramadan Mubarak most importantly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi